Good morning, Internet. This is Alex the Sudokus, and it is Saturday, the 24th of July, 2021. And I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit and also zoom in. And we're going to do today's New York Times hard Sudoku using Snyder notations. One of these days, I will actually say the intro correctly and get started properly. But anyway, with Snyder notations, we basically pencil mark in any numbers in any boxes. So any boxes with 9 cells, where a number can basically be placed in 2 different places. Basically, we call them candidates. And if we have 2 candidates, we pencil mark them in. If we have more, we leave it alone. And if we have less, we've solved the number, basically. So like the 5 here, there's only 1 candidate for it, so we can actually place it. So I've got a pair of 5s here. These are pointing 5s, so I can place another 2 5s there. I skipped the 3 because it's on its own, but actually, should I look for a naked single? Is there perchance a naked single here? So I feel like this is not a naked single because I think I'm missing a 7 and a 9. Yes, we are. So we're going to move on. The quick glance, I can't see the naked singles and where they go. So what more can I do? I can pencil mark in at 6s. 7s, I think, are locking these 2 cells. Yep, they are. Pointing pair of 7s here, thanks to this 7 and that 7. So the 7s are locked in these 3 cells. Just to explain pointing 7 as well. Basically, when you have a pair of numbers locked in a cell, locked on a column or a row, there can't be any more of the same number on the same column or the same row, depending on where they are. So I can't have a 2. No, hold on. Anything on the rows? Yeah, I can't have a 1 here because there'd be nowhere for the 1 to go in this box, as an example, basically. So that's a bit of logic that's quite useful. So now that we've got a 4-7 matching pair, that's what they're called. When 2 numbers share the same 2 cells, you can't have any more numbers in either of these 2 cells, basically, or you'll end up with both numbers in a single cell, and that is impossible. So when it happens at a T-junction, it leaves a T-junction in a box. Good morning, Waffles. And T-junctions are nice because if any numbers cover this column, I have it solved over here, but it doesn't look like I have. But this 9 covers this row, which gives me a pointing pair of 9s as well. So that's nice. Oh, actually, I also have a 9 there, so this is solved. Never mind, ignore me. That leaves me a triple in this box, which is 1, 2, and 3. So I'm just gonna, put them in. It is Alexia indeed. Good morning, Liari. How are you? Look at me, I'm not wearing a vest top. It is finally cool enough for me to put on my, put on normal clothing now. Put on the long sleeve. Look, I've got sleeves. How are you guys? How are you both? Hope you're having a... Well, I know you've had most of the day gone by already, Liari. But I'm hoping you don't have to work tomorrow, so you don't have to rush to sleep either. But I know it's late for you anyway. I have a 4 over here that I didn't see for some reason. So that opens up to 5. So anything else? I'm going to drink some water. So 6s. I think I was looking at the 6s, so I'm going to continue on looking at the 6s. No, I was looking at the 7s because I pencil marked in the pair of 7s here to get the 4-7 pair. I have a triple on a column here, so almost 3 a.m. But at least you don't have work Tomorrow, right? Awake but starting work. Oh, you got to work on a Saturday. Rubbish. Well, I hope it goes okay, Waffles. And then it's going to be over before you knew it. Assuming you're one of the people who prefer your work nice and snappy, nice and short. Anyway, in this box, I've got the 1, 7, and 9 locked on the same row, so they're all pointed. That means I can't have a 7 here, which solves the 7 and the 9. And with that, we have another pair of 9s over here because of these 2 9s. And the 9s are locked down here. So, anything else interesting going on? Yes. So, I noticed that the 9 are locked in 3 different cells. And normally, Chef Live, but Morning Shift Park. Okay. I'm guessing Morning Shift is not as busy, so that is good. Well, I hope it goes okay. Remind me, are you UK based? Because obviously it is morning for me as well. So, yeah, I do have terrible memory. I was just talking to a friend on the phone the other day, and this is a really good friend as well. And he was like, "Oh yeah, have I told you about that thing about my new job?" I was like, "Sorry, I don't remember. I'm really sorry." And when he started talking about it, I was like, "Oh yeah, of course you did tell me," because we had a whole conversation about something else. So it's like I always need people to remind me stuff. I really hope it's not dementia related. I read a thing last night that's on Reddit that scared me. It's like, what was it? There were some statistics. I didn't even look into it because I know that if I look into it, I'll get even more stressed out. I was 3 years, but back to Finland. Oh, awesome. Finland since Christmas. Humidify. I shall humidify myself. Thank you, Fidiji. Oh, do you know what I just realised? I haven't put on my choker today, so forgot to do that. No, I'm going to put a different one on. Let's go chunky today. Let's go chunky. I'm going to put a crystal one on. And you, Waffles, have a lovely day. And I hope you have few customers, enough to justify the job, but not enough to make it a stressful morning. There we go. Anyway, where was I? I think I found something, but I don't remember what I found. Why was I clicking on this 5? I don't know. I think I found something on the Sudoku, and I've forgotten what it was now. Well, this is a 2, 3, 9 triple on this row, and I can see 2 and 9 there, so this must be a 3, which opens up a 3 over there, because I've got a 3s blocking these 2 rows. That opens up both the 6 and the 9. Oh yeah, and this is why Snyder notations are really nice, because when I place the 3, since I knew in this box that I am, I've only got 2 pencil markings for, or rather 2 candidates for each of the numbers that I've pencil marked in. By deleting the 6 and the 9, it means I know where the 6 and the 9 goes. So that's why Snyder notation is good notation. So when I place the 6, I've placed the 1. When I place the 9, I can place the 2, which places 2 up there, which means it's 1 and 3 up top, basically. And this is another triple of 3, 9, and 7. 3, 7, and 9. Just going to pencil mark them in. So I am breaking my rule of Snyder notations here. Whenever I have a triple, typically I will pencil mark them in. Oh, I remember what I was looking at now. I was looking at these 3 cells. So I was looking at the 9s, and I noticed the 9s are locked in these 3 cells because this 9 blocks those 3 cells, this 9 blocks those 3 cells. So, and since these 9s share the same 3 cells as the 5, or rather the 5s are within the 3 cells that the 9s are at, that means I've got 2 numbers in 3 cells. When that happens, it's always worth having a look and see if there's a third number that are locked in the same 3 cells. And I noticed the 8 are blocked in exactly the same rows and columns. So this is actually a 5, 8, 9 triple. So you might as well pencil mark them in. And when I do that, I've got an L shape happening in this box, which normally is really Gucci, but here it's not super useful. It only gives me a pair of 9s. Bearing in mind these 3 cells can't have any more numbers. It's the same logic as the matching pairs, when you have 2 numbers locked in 2 cells, but here it's 3 numbers locked in 3 cells. So if any number is put other than 5, 5, 8 or 9 is put in here, you end up with 3 numbers in 2 cells, which is impossible. So that's why only these cells are in play now for the remaining numbers. And only 2 is useful. So I'm going to pencil mark in the 2s and see anything else is going on. This 2 gives me a pair of 2s there, and these are actually 1s and 2s. So with that, I've got 2s on rows 7 and 9. That means the 2 is here, because the 2 cannot be on column 8. So another pair of 2s over there, and that's all the 2s done. Here on this, well, actually on this row, I've only got 1 number left because I have a matching triple. So the number that can't go in these 3 cells must be here, and it is a 6. So the 6 in place, we can place another 6 up here because columns 7 and 9 are blocked. And with that, we can place another 6, row 1 and 3, and column 5, and that opens up a 6 down there. So all the 6s now suddenly done, and that leaves me an 8 and what is it? 8 and 5, 5 and 8 in this here box. So oops, we're gonna pencil mark them in. Okay, should we carry on with the 9s? Have I done all the 9s? I think I have, do you know? Yes, I've pencil marked in all the 9s. So, now that we've done a round of notations from 1 to 9, it is always worth having a look and see if there are any weak areas that we can attack. So weak areas are any dimensions like the rows, the columns that have less numbers than normal, basically, with less than five available cells, let's say. So to start with, I would suggest looking at the kind of like weakest of areas. I mean, technically this is a weak area, but we've already pencil marked in the 4 and 7 and 1 and 3, so they're not really doing anything for us. Same here with this pair and triple. But as you get more experienced, you want to move up to trying out with more numbers, basically. So I've gotten up to 4 numbers, so I can, generally speaking, tackle quadruples. So what you do is you look at the column here, and it is 1, 3, 7 and 5. 1, 3, 5 and 7 missing on this column. So what I'm doing is I'm just looking for those numbers on the rows and oh no, I've got a 5. So it's 1, 3, 1, 3, 4 and 7. That's what we're looking for. 1, 3, 4 and 7. And I want to see if the boxes or the rows have those numbers, basically. And the most in abundance are here with 1 and 4. So this is a 3 and 7, which is not actually that useful for us. The 1s can't go in here, so they can go in these 2 cells. Not useful for me. And I can't see any 3s to actually do much with this information. So I think we can have to abandon ship on this column and maybe look at this row. This is 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4 and 8. So I haven't got anything here. I've got a 4 here, but no 8. I've got 1 here, no 3, 4, and 8. So yeah, I can't tackle this quadruple either. I think that's sort of weak areas that we've got. Beyond that, we've got 5 numbers here, which are... Okay, let's see if I can actually do this. Because I need to learn to tackle greater columns and rows. So this is 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 8 and 9 there. So 9s can't go up here. That's not useful. 8 and 9, 2, 3, 7. So this is 2, 3 and 7. 2, 3 and 7 can't go in this cell. 2 and 7 can't go in that. That's not very useful. 2 and 7 can't go in that. That's not very useful. 2 and 7 can't go in this cell. 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 2 Actually, this is another quadruple, so maybe I should look at that. This is 1, 5, 8, 1, 4, 5, and 8. And I've got 5 and 8 here, 1 and 4 there. So this is also 5 and 8. That is useful. So on this column, I've got 1, 4, 5, and 8. And since this cell can only be 5 or 8, because I've got 1 and 4 covering it, that means these two cells have to be 1 and 4, because I've got a matching pair now on the column. This is a matching pair of 5 and 8. So with that, these have to be 1 and 4, and these have to be 5 and 8. But of course, I've got 1 here, so the 4 and 1 are resolved. So what does that do? That gives me another 4 here, because of these 4s and that 4, which unlocks a 2. That gives me a 3 and 7 matching pair on this row, and I've got 7 there, so 3, 7, and these are 3s and 9s now. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to well, actually, no, I'm going to keep the 5 and 8 because we've only got triple left here. So why don't we pencil mark in whatever the remaining number is, which is a 7. Well, the 7 has to go here because of these two 7s. So I've got 5 and 8 pair here. I was going to delete it because I didn't want to leave pencil markings in a box that doesn't actually... I haven't actually pencil marked in all the 5 and 8. It can lead to confusions later because I may erase in 5 and immediately jump to the next 5 and think... or rather, I may erase one of the numbers and then, or rather looking at the 5 and 8 on the row, thinking, or column, thinking that that is the only number available, basically, when it's not. So that's dangerous. But also, actually, the 5 and 8 is also shared as a triple on this row. So this is a 5, 8, 9 triple. So the same logic applies. No other numbers can go in. But it also means, conversely, these numbers can't go outside these 3 cells, because if they're outside these 3 cells, we have the opposite problem of 2 numbers in 3 cells, which is also impossible. So with that in mind, the 9s can't go in here anymore. So this must be the 3 and that must be the 9. And that leaves me a 7 in here, and this on this row, and in this box I am only missing a 3. Okay. And also, this 9 now resolves the 5 and 8, basically, on the row. Okay, so we've made a lot of progress. Can we make more progress? Is the question. So at this stage, it may be worth looking at all the numbers again, scan all the rows and columns and see if we have anything else. I would like to reduce that as much as possible. So first of all, the 5s can only go in these 2 cells. So I am kind of scanning the numbers a little bit. But I'm trying to observe if there's anything interesting. Okay, the 4 is here as well. That opens up the 4 and 7. So I was looking at this 4 specifically, but I missed that 4 as well. So that blocks these cells, opening a 4, which opens up a 4 over there, which opens up a 4 over here, which is all the 4s. Brilliant. That opens up another weak area for us on this row, which is 1, 3, and 8. 1, 3, and 8. I've got a 3 here, so that's 1 and 8. 3 is also over here. So these 2 3s tells me the 3 and 1 are here. So the 1 is now locked in these 2 cells and these 2 cells. That means this can't be a 1 anymore. So yeah, these 2 1s forces a pointing pair of 1s. So 1 is resolved. Also, actually looking at it, this column only had 1 number left anyway, so that was always the case. Okay, so what else can I do? This is now a weak area. We've only got 2 numbers left. So what are they? 1 and 8. We can't solve it because we've got more 8s to play. Okay. Anything else? 1, 2, 5. Well, 1, 2, 5 and something. So one little tip. I've got this weak area of 4 cells. And the first thing I do is I count the numbers from the weak areas, basically. I can see 1, 2, 5 are 3 of the 4 numbers on this row. And I notice 1, 2, and 5 are here. So instantly, I know this cell must be the 4th number that is missing on this row. So now that I look at it, it is a 3. So the 3 in place, we have another 3 over there, and all the 3s are now done. And with all the 3's done, what can we do here? We've got 5 and 8 on this column, and I've got an 8 overseeing this cell. So 5 and 8, 5 and 8, 5, oops, 5. Yeah, that is a 5 now. That's the only 5 left. So that's a 9, 9 and 7. So there's a massive cascade of numbers revealing themselves, basically. 2 is now over here because 2 is over there. And it's one of the 2 numbers on the row, and the other number is an 8. So I think that's all the 8 done, or the 1s are done, and that's the 2. And that is today's New York Times hard Sudoku. So I hope that's useful. And for anyone on YouTube, if this is useful, please leave a like and maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Otherwise, I shall see you tomorrow. I'm back every day if I remember to upload a video. I didn't miss one day last week, so let's hope I don't do that today. With that in mind, I shall see you guys tomorrow. Bye now.